I came home unexpectedly, and walked in on my mom and dad while my mom was wearing one of my favorite dresses, so I am leaving and not coming back. Plus one update. I came home unexpectedly, and walked in on my mom and dad while my mom was wearing one of my favorite dresses, so I am leaving and not coming back. I know, it sounds like something out of one of those really bad Netflix movies, but it's unfortunately true for me. I was over at a friend's house for most of the day yesterday, and I wasn't supposed to be coming home until later in the evening. This is super common for me right now. My friend has a pool and stuff, so I've been at her house a lot since school ended a few weeks ago. Mid-afternoon, we decided to go and just drive around, then wanted to go to shopping. I didn't bring my money with me. We decided to go by my house to grab some cash on the way to the mall. When we got there, my friend waited in the car because I was only going to be a couple of minutes. When I walked into my house though, my parents were on the couch. I don't want to be too overly graphic about what was going on, but my mom was on my dad's lap teasing him, and it was very clear that they were about to have intimacy. They both froze when they saw me, totally expected because they didn't plan on being interrupted at all. I was frozen too. Then after a couple of seconds I realized my mom was literally wearing one of my favorite dresses. Like I wear it all the time. Not even like it's really revealing or anything, just a normal summer dress. We were all looking at each other in shock for a few seconds before my mom just said, "I'm so sorry, sweetie." I ran back out of the house, and was crying by the time I made it to my friend's car. I started explaining to her what I had just seen and she was calming me down, but then my mother came out of the house after me, literally still wearing my dress. I told my friend to drive away before she got to the car and we went back to her house. We didn't give her parents any details about what happened, just that I had some family drama. I've been friends with her since way back, so they told me I can sleep at their house for a couple of days until I figure things out. I barely slept last night at all. Every time I close my eyes it's like I see it in my head. My mom's called me a bunch of times, but I only texted her back to let her know where I am, and told her I need time before I'm ready to talk to them. She replied again apologizing, and wants me to come home today to talk to them. I don't think I can do that yet. Even typing this out I've started shaking with nerves about it. What do I do now? I've never felt unsafe in my house before at all, but I also don't know if I'm comfortable being around my parents now that I know that they're literally pretending she's me. I'm so grossed out, and I think I want to burn every piece of clothing I've ever owned. Update: I met with my mother over the weekend. We met at this park near our house in the afternoon, and sat away from everyone. My friend who I'm staying with, and her boyfriend went with me for moral support, but they hung back and let me talk to my mother alone. I'm not going to go through our entire conversation because we talked for over an hour, but it was pretty much what I had feared. She was role-playing as me when I walked in on her and dad. She wouldn't confirm how long it had been going on, but gave me a list of several pieces of my clothing, 3 dresses, then 2 of my sleep sets, which she had previously borrowed. She claims they were all cleaned thoroughly before returning them, and I have no reason to believe she wouldn't have cleaned them, but I'm never going to wear any of those things again regardless. It was probably stupid of me, but I asked which one of them came up with the idea for her to roleplay as me. According to her, it was her own idea. I still really don't feel comfortable seeing or talking to my dad, and he hasn't reached out since I walked in on them either, so I guess he isn't comfortable talking to me about it either. My dad was at work when I spoke with her. I made sure of that because I wanted to be able to go by the house and get a few more of my things. She let me go there alone with my friends and get the things I needed, before going back to her place. I'm still working on where I go from here. I ended up having to fully explain the situation to my friend's parents. They were both extremely understanding, and are willing to let me rent their spare bedroom for a few months while I figure something else out. I'm working on getting more hours at work too.